on behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and in my own name, to come convey a debt of gratitude to you and the entire church for the remarkable role you played during the evacuation of Ghanaians from South Africa.
The Foreign Affairs Minister of Ghana, Samuel Okwudzeto Ablakwa, came out recently on his Facebook to drop a memo concerning the issue that is currently happening in South Africa. We all know that the South African government are asking Nigeria, Malawi, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe to pay them $18 million for the repatriation of their citizens from South Africa back home to their country. So the Foreign Affairs Minister of Ghana came out to drop a memo concerning this issue. According to him, I'm going to be reading it out here. He said that the repatriation of Ghanaians were sponsored by Ghanaian government, that there is no way South African did anything for them, and they should not in any way make people feel like they sponsored all African countries. So according to him, the repatriation of all Ghanaians, more than 5,000 Ghanaians, were all sponsored by the Ghana government. And this is kudos to the Ghanaian government. They did so well. I'm going to be reading out the memo for you guys to hear what he has to say concerning this particular issue. Please, as you're watching, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Accra 13, August 2026, the government of Ghana have taken note of media publication indicating that the government of South Africa is requesting reimbursement amounting to $18 million from the number of African countries for the support and facilitation extended by the South African government in the evacuation of fellow Africans out of their country. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to state for the record unequivocal terms that the evacuation of all compatriots was fully funded by the government of Ghana and our Ghanaian partners. For the avoidance of doubt, Ghana did not seek any financial or material support from the South African government to bring our fellow nationals back home. So guys, I'm not going to be playing everything. I'm going to just be putting out the statement here for you guys. You can pause and read through to know what the publication is all about. But in general, what the Foreign Affairs Minister is trying to say is that there is no way South African government sponsored Ghana to repatriate its citizens. And he also went further to say that a lot of more Ghanaians would also be repatriated out from South Africa back home to the motherland Ghana, because a Ghanaian church was the one that took in some Ghanaians that are residing in South Africa due to the xenophobic attacks that is currently happening. If you guys think the xenophobic attack has stopped, it has not stopped yet. It is increasing day by day, because right now they are going door to door, store to store, harassing people. Let's take a look at this video, then we'll be right back. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share.
On behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and in my own name, to come convey a debt of gratitude to you and the entire church for the remarkable role you played during the evacuation of Ghanaians from South Africa. There were those who were hopeful that the situation will improve, and so did not express their desire to be evacuated during the first round of evacuations. But the situation deteriorated and they became stranded. They really had nowhere to go than to seek refuge in the Pentecost churches. The data we have now indicate that there are about 500 Ghanaians you hosted for 2 months, 2 weeks. You hosted them generously, you provided them shelter, provided them food, and even in many instances suspended your church services just to take care of our nationals. There's a third branch, the biggest one in Johannesburg, where we still have Ghanaians. We are going to be evacuating them on Sunday. We have 2 more rounds we are doing tomorrow and Sunday. So after Sunday, you will have your churches free to conduct service and to continue with your amazing work. We also want to remind everybody that this is not the first time that the Church of Pentecost has done this. I recall that during COVID, the Church of Pentecost demonstrated extraordinary humanitarian goodwill towards Ghanaians. Then also during the Russia-Ukraine conflict, when that conflict broke.
So it's Ghana versus South Africa again. According to South Africans, our foreign minister, he's trying to insert himself in a matter that they've not called him. So South Africans are coming for Honorable Okwudzeto Ablakwa. What did he do? What is the matter? So, the entire incident started about 2 days ago. About 2 days ago, there was a communique flying all over the internet that the South African government, through the Home Affairs Director, Mr. Tommy Makode, I am just a Ghanaian, is asking for a return What is the return? The return is that during the repatriation process, the South African government actually used some money to help some countries to repatriate their citizens from South Africa. After the citizens were attacked, they were leaving the country, the South African government helped them, some of them with buses, some of them with money, any other materials that helped the foreigners to leave the country. So the South African government has written to some foreign citizens' governments to bring all those monies back. They are asking for a return.
We've also written to the government of Malawi and, of course, the embassies of Nigeria and Ethiopia requesting reimbursements of this cost through the Department of DERCO. And we are anticipating responses from those governments.
And the Director of Home Affairs of South Africa was very specific with the countries that they are demanding their return from. He mentioned Malawi, he mentioned Ethiopia, he mentioned Nigeria. That's Nigeria, Malawi, Ethiopia. They are supposed to pay South Africa for helping them repatriate their citizens, right? Now, they said that the amount of money they are demanding is around 300 million rand, which is about $18.5 million. This is the amount of money they are demanding from these countries.
The government says it has spent nearly $18 million accommodating and transporting migrants who were deported or voluntarily returned home. Officials say Malawi, Ethiopia, and Nigeria have been formally asked to reimburse some of those costs.
Now, this is why South Africans are dragging on Okwudzeto Ablakwa. If we paid attention to what the Director of Foreign Affairs of South Africa said, he said it directly, mentioned the names of the countries that they are asking repatriation from, the countries that are supposed to pay South Africans. They did not mention Ghana. But you know, Honorable Okwudzeto Ablakwa today released an entire press addressing the fact that South Africans are demanding some money from some African countries because they help them repatriate their citizens, and they want to state it unequivocally that they are not part. Ghana is not part. South Africans are saying that we didn't even mention your name in the first place. So this was the letter. The letter says that the government of Ghana has taken notice of media publications indicating that the government of South Africa is requesting reimbursements amounting to $18 million from a number of African countries. This is from Honorable Okwudzeto Ablakwa. For the support and facilitation.
First of all, South Africa is not smiling, yes. So South Africa is seeking reimbursement from Nigeria, Malawi, and Ethiopia for the cost of repatriating their nationals as the country intensively understand. So whilst all this thing was going on, you know, Ghana there, they repatriated their own people with their own money, with their own aircraft and everything. But the other nationals, no, Ethiopia, Malawi, and the rest, the South African government actually use their money to bring them back to their countries. So the South African government say the Malawi government, the Ethiopia government, the Nigeria government should pay them back their money. It's not their duty to send the people back. They should pay them back their money. As for Zimbabwe, their president told them that they should walk back. So South Africa is taking for reimbursement of $18 million from these three nations.
Outside the South African Union.
You know, the white people in South Africa aren't allowed in the black areas either after dark.
It's because you created this situation. Why don't get free mixture? You look down on the Africans. That's the point. Am I quite clear? Because you said you believe in separateness, and I want you to come down to this point. You have not answered my question.
Just let me interfere. What's the fundamental cause of all this discrimination in South Africa? The one fundamental cause.
Firstly, because the Bantu in South Africa is not as educated and as highly civilized.
And therefore?
Yes.
And therefore
we've got to live with them together in that land. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. You mean you
people want us to give them equal franchise rights. We give them equal franchise rights within hardly any time whatsoever. The white man in South Africa will have absolutely no say in anything.
But you have
in this case, you don't have any choice. Suppose now you think that if the society of the white and the society of the blacks is mixed, it will be quite dangerous for you because these people are not as civilized as the white. Exactly. Suppose these people are kept in separation, and you educate them, and the government, I think, believes within the 20 years they will be of the same standard as the white, and this means that you are giving them help mechanically. And unless you mix with them, if they are as good as you, then they will say, get away, who cares for you? Yeah. You must realize the fact that they will do so because you were not exchanging ideas for developing these people in terms of friendship.
But that's exactly what we're doing.
No.
The black man and the white man in South Africa are working together.
No.
Yani, he's saying the Nigerian, it's because you look down on us, Africans. He didn't laugh at South Africans. He didn't create names, mock South Africans, but they stand there and fought for South Africans because they felt pain that South Africans are being abused, and even them, they are Africans. But today, we know how to call people names. How dare you, South Africans, to even create names to call your fellow brother? How dare you? But anyway, you guys, you are the ones in power, right? You are the ones on top. But if you look at the video, you can see that time you were down And Africans, they stand for you.
If there's one thing you can't take away from Ghanaians is that when it involves their citizens, they love doing everything by themselves. They don't love to involve anyone. So South Africans cannot come out tomorrow and say, oh, we did that for Ghana, we repatriated Ghanaian citizens, because Ghana was the first country to start repatriating its citizens before Nigeria joined. It was as if they even forced Nigerians to do it. You know, for Nigeria to be owing South Africa, for me, I think it is not necessary, because Nigeria, we have the money to do it. If Ghana can repatriate more than 3,000 people, what stops Nigeria from using their funds to repatriate its citizens? This is to show you guys that Nigerian government do not really care about us. They don't care about us. They don't give an F about their citizens. But look at Ghana government. They repatriated their citizens without the help of South Africa. In fact, they had to, shift South Africa one side and say, South Africans, without you, we can still function. And they did that willingly, with happiness, with open mind. I just hope Nigeria should learn from this, because it's not every time you'll be owing. You keep borrowing. For how long? Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Please kindly share this video and like.